Well, hello everybody, I'm Slow Rider, this is my world and it's a beautiful sunny day. Another one, there have been a few of them just recently. Hope you're enjoying the weather, hope you've had good weather where you are. If I can even speak, I can't, the weather has done it to me, that's it. Game over, game over. So you may remember in the last video I did, I mentioned my camera was a bit dead. Well, I mean, it wasn't recording sound properly, but the main thing was that the reset button had gone. I think it's retired. You know, initially it was initially it was a case of, well, you know, maybe it's just gone for a holiday, but no, it's retired. It's taking residence in there, rattling around the old homestead. I'm not talking much sense, am I? The reset button has disappeared into the camera somewhere, can't press it, which means for long videos it's basically useless now, because if it freezes up, and drift cameras have a tendency to freeze it up, I can't reset it, and so the battery has to run dry, and it's like a 10-hour battery life or something, and then I have to recharge it all. So not really good for long distance stuff. Short distance stuff I could probably get away with it, but yeah, so it needed replacing, frankly. And I was just going to get like for like, going to get another Drift Ghost XL, because that's what I could afford and that's what I thought was a reasonable camera. And my other half said, yeah, no, your birthday's coming up, I'll give you some money towards it. I have no problem with that, I really don't. I did say she didn't have to, but she was insistent. She wanted to do it, so fair enough. There's also, I say, my birthday coming up, so we get the annual, well, it's not quite annual, it's actually 3 times a year or something like that, phone call from my younger brother. He didn't come to Scotland with me. No, I've got 2 brothers. The younger one, not into bikes for some reason, don't know why, strange creature. Please change. Yay, no fee. Right. Yeah, he phoned up and he said, hey, it's your birthday soon, what do you want? It's a traditional thing every year. And so I went through the story, I explained. The camera's basically not much use for the long trips anymore, so yeah, I need to get a new one. So if you want to give me some money towards that, I have no problem with that. He's happy with that, so fair enough. So a bit more money towards it, great, I'm thinking. Then my oldest brother, Throttle Up, the one who went to Scotland with me, he phones up and he says, hey, it's your birthday soon, and I've got this planned out now. I got, no, need a new camera, reset button broken, give me some money, you know, I'll put it towards it. No. Hey, it's your birthday soon, I've got an idea, I'm gonna get you a camera. And if I remember rightly, I explained at this point, well, that's good timing, because, you know, this camera's kind of, I mean, it's usable, but, you know, reset button's gone. And he says, well, you know, I was thinking of a better camera anyway. I'm just wondering whether, and I think I may have said to him at the time, I'm wondering whether he thought my videos were shite. You might think that as well, I don't know. It's entirely possible. But anyway, yeah, so this is the camera that he bought.
And this is it, the Insta361 RS. This is the 4K edition. In the box you get one core section with the screen at the back. This is a touch screen screen for viewing your videos, doing settings and all sorts of things like that. You have a port on the side here which has the memory card and the charging USB socket. You have the battery connection at the bottom, and obviously this is the side that the lens will stick to. Next part of the camera you have is the lens itself. This is the 4K one, as I mentioned. Not a lot to say about this one. But obviously the connectors, you can see, fit one into the other. And it's arranged so you can have them two ways around. You can either have them with the camera and the screen on the same side, almost sort of selfie style, I guess. Or you can fit it the other way around, with the lens facing one way and the screen facing the other. Whichever way you choose to do it, the battery section clips on the bottom. In the main pack you also get this handy mounting case, for lack of a better term. I think it's a little bit nifty. But to load the camera in, you simply slide it down, close the gate. It has a nice satisfactory click. You'll notice at the end there's a gap, because if you have an accessory like the mic adapter, you'll need that, and you'll need to remove the little gate here, but you need that gap to actually fit the mic adapter in. Now, my brother did also get me a couple of these, a couple of extra batteries, because I go on long trips, and the 80-minute battery supply for each battery is not going to be enough. Fortunately, with this camera you don't get the mounting system, so I've had to buy one separately. This is the official Insta360 for the helmet mount. I'll put a picture on screen of what you actually get, but this allows you to attach the camera to the side, the top, or the chin of your motorcycle helmet. I have also got the mic adapter. I figured this would be a good buy because I wanted to check that what the actual sound was like. My ideal setup would be having the mic actually part of the camera, and therefore making it easier to edit later rather than having to line up audio clips. I'll make mention of that later. The final major thing I got is going back to these batteries, and it is plain and simple a battery charger, so that I don't have to charge through the camera all the time. These ones are quite simple. Batteries clip to the side, and you have a choice of USB sockets to actually use to charge it. It's a USB-C at one end, and I think it's a micro USB at the other. This particular one is not an official Insta360 one, and that's largely because Insta want to charge you £42 for that. £42. I got this one off Amazon for £12, and I figure not likely to destroy the batteries, and if it stops working, well, it's 12 quid.
So this video is going to be basically my initial thoughts of the Insta360 One RS. And I think it's an interesting point, and an important point in fact, to note right at the start, is you need to think about how you're going to mount the camera to your helmet or your bike or wherever else you want to put it. Because as noted, it doesn't come with any mounting equipment. Nothing at all, other than the case bit for the... I'm going to have to work out what I'm going to call that. It's kind of a case thing, a mounting case, maybe, don't know. Anyway, aside from that, it doesn't come with anything. So yeah, I got the one of the bundles, Yeah, got one of the bundles, and I've gone for the chin mount option. So I don't really want the camera sitting on the side of the helmet or the top of the helmet. I don't like those options. I kind of put up with it with the drift camera because it's bullet shaped, so it doesn't stick out too much. Need this lane, disappointingly. But with the GoPro or One RS style camera, if it's on the top or on the side, it doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. Don't like it. So I've gone for the chin mount, but I've had to place it a little bit further back than the chin, which I didn't really want to do. But the helmet is full of odd angles. Convex surfaces and things like that, which don't help the mounting system. I mean, it's a generic mounting system. I think only Drift don't use it. And I'm not entirely happy with where it is, but it's going to have to do for now. It's not a problem with the camera, it's not a problem with the mounting system, it's not really a problem with the helmet, it's just the combination of the three doesn't seem to work very well. What are my initial thoughts on this camera? It's a little bit mixed. I'm going to start with the negatives and then I'm going to move on to the positive stuff. But I suspect people will think the negatives outweigh the positives. They don't. I quite like the camera, but there are some niggly little bits. So primarily, one of the biggest dislikes is that to activate the camera, you need to have the app, the Insta360 app. And to use the Insta360 app, you need to put on location and Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and you need to register, you need to create an account. And then once you've done that and you've activated your camera, you can forget the app, you don't need it. I mean, you can do other stuff with the app, don't get me wrong, but you don't need it anymore. That's it. Job done. I don't see the point in that, I really don't. I didn't need it for the Drift, I don't see why I need it for this. I know my brother on his Throttle Up channel with the 1X2, I think it is he's got. He said the same thing, it needs the app to activate the camera. Why? I say, information harvesting is the only thing I can think of for that. I do not see the point in it. It's an annoyance, it's not necessarily a bad thing about the camera, it's just why? The next thing relates to sound, and particularly wind noise. It doesn't seem to matter what I do, whether I put it into wind noise reduction mode, say that right, or just leave it in the bog standard modes. It doesn't reduce wind noise at all. In addition to that, there's this kind of droning sound at the bottom, which, I don't know, it's a bit like road noise. For those of you who do actually ride bikes, you get that sort of constant humming sort of sound. It's a bit like road noise, and it's at the bottom of the audio track. And when I create a video it might not be that audible, but it's there. I don't like it. Sticking with sound for a minute. Using the audio adapter, the mic adapter, sorry, to give it its correct term. There's a, well, it's not constant. It starts off, there's no crackling sound at all, and then a couple of minutes into recording there is a crackling sound, and then from there on it just gets worse and worse and worse. I don't know what it is. I suspect it's because it's not the microphone or the microphone cable, because I'm using that now and I'm not getting the same crackling, so it's not the mic. I don't think it's the camera, because when I don't have the mic and the mic adapter plugged in, I don't get it. You know, when it's just the noise or whatever, yeah, I get lots of wind noise and whatnot, but I don't get the crackling. So I don't think it's the camera either, which means it can only be the mic adapter. And as it's brand new, I'm only going to assume that the mic adapter doesn't stay properly connected to the camera very well. Like, you know, initially you're not getting any crackling because it's not moving, and then it moves a bit and you get the crackling because it's moved, and the connection's not quite the same, and it gradually gets worse because it moves a bit. That's all I can think. I don't know, maybe I'll find a solution to that. Who knows? Sticking with the mic adapter. See, seamless, this is seamless. It just seems odd the way they've designed it. Again, minor niggle I think on this one. What, you know, you could, with a slightly bigger device, slightly bigger, doesn't have to be much bigger I don't think, you could make that water resistant to so many meters, or waterproof to so many meters, and not just leave it to, yeah, your camera's going to die in the wet. You know, it just seems like an expensive, cheap solution. Do you know what I mean? The actual bit is quite expensive. It seems to be made relatively cheaply. So I've switched back to a digital sound recording device, DSRD. They used to be called dictaphones, but yeah, every time I say that someone sniggers. I love her for it, for many reasons. That's one of them, you know. Yeah, and that seems to work better for audio, so we'll go with that. So yeah, the mic options, not great. It's not great. One more niggle and then I promise we're getting on to something positive. So the camera records 2 video files at the same time. It has a low, it has the full fat version of the video, 4K version, and it has a low resolution version. Drift does this as well, and I imagine GoPro does. I don't know, I've not had one. For the Drift it's a .thm file. For Insta360 it appears to be a file labelled LRV, which is it's an MP4 file, but it's labelled LRV and then something or other, and it's much smaller file wise than the 4K. But unlike the Drift, you can't turn that off. On the Drift, in the settings, there's an option to turn it off. So, you know, your memory card space is only used by the full fat video. And I suppose when you're testing and such like, having that small video that you can see in the app or on the back of the camera really easily, that works fine because it's going onto a small screen, but when you're editing on a PC, you just don't need it. It seems like a waste. So it'd be nice to be able to just turn it off and use that memory card space for a full fat video, even if it's only a minute. It's not the end of the world stuff, you know, it's not going to stop me using the camera, it's just, you know, that setting would be nice. Anyway, I promised positives, so here we go. I love the image stabilization because my head bobs around like nothing else, as you probably noticed on the videos generally. So the fact that there's now a piece of software in there which, yeah, makes it a little bit smoother, I like that. I do like that a lot. There is a drift camera, I think, that now does that, but I wasn't bought that camera, so, you know. Another positive that I like is the 4K video. I know it's a 4K lens, so, you know, it's going to be 4K, but there are two settings for it. One's 30 frames per second and one's 60. I think at the moment it's recording on 30. The HDR mode is 60. But even so, the fact that it's 4K is pretty cool. So I do like that. I don't think the drifts do that yet, or at least the ones I've been getting don't. The more expensive ones probably do. And I think they probably do. But yeah, I like that. So that'll bring some clarity to the screen, which is nice. I do like that there's a touch screen on the camera itself, a touch screen, and you can see the video and things like that. I do like that. No, we need to put them off here, don't I? I like that very much. Is it this one? It is this one. Yeah, I like the touchscreen very much. I think that's a brilliant addition to it. I think it's, well, I say it's brilliant. I mean, I like that it's there. You know, it's a nice plaything. It is nice to have something, you know, a small screen with a touch screen that's actually functional and actually works, where the icons are just the right size. I do think the touchscreen is a little bit pointless, but I like it. It's pointless because the settings you can do on the camera, you can do on your app on the phone, and you, as I said, you have to have the app, so you might as well do the settings there. And you can lock the touchscreen so you don't accidentally touch it, which is also a nice touch. But again, you know, you don't need the touchscreen. It's very nice that it's there, and very nice that it's there. You just don't need it. I do like the fact there's an app where you can watch your videos back. I do think that these things are nice things to have. They're good things to have. It's just some of it's pointless, and I would like the option to turn some of it off. Oh, I tell you what I also like. I like the modular nature of it. I like the little case that you get to hold the thing. That seems really well thought out to me. You know, if you want a new lens, if you want a 360 camera for a day, you just buy the 360 lens and slap it on. If you need to change batteries, it's a 30-second job, if that. No hidden catches, no annoyingly small things to look out for. It's just, yeah, unclip the thing, clip the new one back on. You know, obviously you have to take it out of the case, but even that's just push a button, pops open, you pull the camera out. You know, it's all simple. It's all really simple. The last time I had a GoPro style thing, it was a clone. I think the waterproof case was modelled on it, and we were going back to GoPro 3 or GoPro 4, something like that. And that's when I had this clone, and yeah, the waterproof case was, if it was mounted where it is now, I'd have to take the case off the actual mount and then fiddle about with a catch in order to open it up so that I could get the camera out. And they seem to have fitted it so tightly that you almost had to whack the case on a table edge or something for the camera to pop out. I don't know if that's still the case or not with you know, with the clones, and even with GoPro itself. I have no idea. But I don't like that sort of thing, and this is very simple. It's literally just a hoop of plastic that holds the camera in place, so you don't have to mess about like that. It's really good. I do like it. I do like that very much. And the actual modular nature of itself, as I say, you know, you can buy the extra bit just to stick it together. Yeah. The only thing I find quite weird, and it doesn't affect me because I didn't have the 1R, but assuming you had the 1R and you had the 360 lens and you were happy with the basic lens that it came with and what have you, and obviously you got the battery and you would only really need to update the actual core bit, the one with the screen on. But you can't just buy that section. At minimum, it's that section and the battery with the little case to wrap it in. That seems odd. You can buy the battery separately, although I think you have to go to the 1R section to buy the battery, but I'm pretty sure it's the same battery. You can buy that separately, you can buy all the lenses separately, you just can't buy the core section separately. Seems like a little bit of an oversight, but I mean, maybe there's a reason for it. Maybe there's a reason for it, but yeah, a little bit odd. Minor niggle. I say I don't need that. You know, if you've got a 1R, maybe you do need that, but yeah, minor point. Anyway, these are just my initial thoughts, really, in a rambling sort of fashion. If you have a question about the 1RS that's not addressed by this video, leave a question in the comment, or you can get hold of me through Instagram and Twitter and whatnot. I am there, I promise. I don't post very much, but I am there. Equally, if you have any other sort of comment, you know, perhaps thoughts about what I'm doing wrong. I probably am doing something wrong, I almost certainly am. Put that in the comment section as well, your thoughts on the 1RS if you have one. Yeah, if you have any thoughts or comments on the 1RS or my lack of knowledge of it, leave something in the comment section. I will almost certainly do an update at some point when I've learnt a bit more about it, but for now, I'm gonna say that's it, because I can't think of anything else that springs to mind. My overall impression is actually quite good. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there because there's traffic here and I'm not gonna get to do another video before I pull into the petrol station. So until the next video, thank you very much for watching. Be good humans. Ta-ta for now. Oh, queues again for fuel. Sod. No, they are filling up there.